Hello everyone, this is Joel over here, and this is our fifth episode of a ZOHO series, and let's get started. So, in this video, we will be solving four numericals, and yeah, let's get started. So, question 17: Mahendra Rajapaksa bought a total of 15 aircraft, BMW, and Audi for 68 million. He bought more BMW than Audi. The cost of each aircraft was 8 million, each BMW was 3 million, and each Audi was 4 million. How many aircraft did he buy? So this question is quite complicated question, and we are just gonna solve this based on assumptions or else brute force method. So this is a quite big question. So let's solve this. So in question they have said there are like total of 15 aircraft, BMW and Audi. I keep A for aircraft and B for BMW and C for Audi. So A plus B plus C is equal to 15. So we got an equation over here saying A plus B plus C is equal to 15, which is equation 1. So in next step they have given the cost of each aircraft was 8 million. So aircraft is 8 million, right? So 8A. Each BMW was 3 million. So plus 3B plus, and each Audi was 4 million. So 4C, which is equal to, in first statement they have given the total price was 68 million. So you have to equate this with 68. So now this is our equation 2. So now we have two equations but three variables. So we can't find three variables with two equations. So now we have to reduce these three variables into two variables form. Let's see how. So now what I'm planning to do is, let me take equation 1. Equation 1 has been taken. I'm just multiplying equation 1 with 4. All the things I'm just multiplying with 4. And then I'm gonna subtract with equation 2 over here. So this might reduce three variables into two variables form. So what if I multiply 4 to equation 1? It becomes 4a plus 4b plus 4c, right? So let me take all the 4 common. So 4 into a plus b plus c, which is equal to 15. So 15 into 4, it will be 60. So since multiplying 15 with 4 will give 60, which is nearest to 68, I'm just multiplying it with 4. So based on this nearest number, you can pick a value which gives the answer as nearest for this equation 2. So now we got 4 into a plus b plus c is equal to 60. Now let's subtract this with equation 2 over there. So initially we had 4a plus 4b plus 4c, which is equal to 60, and subtracting this with 8a plus 3b plus 4c, which is equal to 68 over here. So let me arrange this properly. Okay, yeah. So after subtracting this, now 4a minus 8a will be, sorry, here we have equation 2 is greater over here because we have 68, right? And the equation 2 is greater, so you have to subtract equation 2 with equation 1. So I'll just change it, and yep, this goes down over here. Okay, so now if we subtract, let me draw a line, and now if we subtract 8a and 4a, we will get 4a as an answer, and 3b minus 4b, we will get minus b as an answer, and which is equal to 68 minus 60, which is 8 we will get. So now we have formed an equation 3 over here. So now currently we have 3 equations: equation 1, equation 2, and equation 3 over here. Okay, and now as a next step, we are gonna approach brute force method. So we have 3 variables, right? A, B, and C. Let's draw a table over here. A, B, and C, and I'm just taking 5 rows and 3 columns. So first column is A. I'm just keeping second as B and third as C. So now let's consider this equation alone. So now let's assume we are just taking, let me change it to red, might be easier. So now let's assume we are just taking B is equal to 0. So now if B is 0, then A should be 2, which is 4 into 2 will be equal to 8. So now if B is 0, then A should be 2 over here. If B and A are 2, then substitute these values in equation 1. So if B is 0, A is 2, so C should be 13 over here. So now we can just substitute this value over here, which is A is equal to 2, B is equal to 0, and C is equal to 13. Now let's try with second assumption, that is B is equal to 1. So if B is equal to 1, then 4A will be is equal to 8 plus 1, 9. So 8 plus 1, 9 will not be properly divided with 4 because A is equal to 9 by 4. It will be in decimal. It won't be a proper division. So now let's assume B is equal to 2. If B is equal to 2, 4A will be 8 plus 2, which is 4A is equal to 10, and A is equal to 10 by 4. Again, it won't divide properly. Now let's go it for 3. If 4A is equal to 8 plus 3, it will be 11. So 4A is equal to 11. A is equal to 11 divided by 4. Again, it won't. So now let's go with 4 over here. So if B is equal to 4, then 4A will be 8 plus 4, which is 12. So 4A is equal to 12, and A is equal to 12 by 4, which will be 3 over here, which is properly getting divided. So now our A will be 3, our B will be 4, and what will be a C? So we'll just substitute over here, which is A plus B plus C is equal to 15, and we have 3 for A and 4 for B, and definitely to get 15, our C should be 8 over here. So it will be 8. So now in next step, we'll just try taking B is equal to 5. So if B is equal to 5, then we have 4A is equal to 8 plus 5, which is 13. So A is equal to 13 by 4, it won't get divided properly. So the pattern over here is we should pick the B number which is should be divided by 4. So let's go on with multiples of 4. So initially we took 0, our next as 4, so our next multiple is 8 over here. So if B is equal to 8, then 4A is equal to 8 plus 8, which is 16, and A will be 16 by 4, and we will get our answer for A is 4 over here. So 4, and B is 8 over here, and C will be 3, because 4 plus 8 plus 3 will give 15 as an answer, which satisfies this equation 1. So now let's take the other multiples of 4, which is 12. So if B is equal to 12, then 4A is equal to 8 plus 12, which is 20, and A is equal to 20 by 4, which is 5. So we have A is equal to 5, B is equal to 12. But here 12 plus 5 will give answer which is exceeds 15 over here. So we can stop our iteration over previous step. So since if we apply B is equal to 12, it gives value more than 15, we are just stopping over here. So now we have 3 values for A, B and C. So in this case, we have to look into the other statement given in the question, which says that he bought more BMW than Audi, which is B should be greater than C over here. So now if we check on this condition, we have B is equal to 0 and C is equal to 13, which is not satisfying. So over here B is equal to 4 and C is equal to 8. Again C is greater, so this won't satisfy over here. In a third condition, we have B is equal to 8 and C is equal to 3. So here B is greater than C, so we will just assume these values. So we have A is equal to 4, B is equal to 8 and C is equal to 3. Again in the question, we have to find, our motive of the problem is we have to find how many aircrafts did he buy. So here we have assumed A for aircraft, right? So what is the value of A? 4. So the answer over here is 4. 4 aircrafts the person bought over here. So here we have approached assumption method. If you guys know any other alternative method for this, please do comment in the box. So let's move on to the 18th question. So there are two numbers are in the ratio of 3:5. If 9 is subtracted from each, the new numbers are in the ratio of 12:23. The smallest number is. So there is a particular numbers in the ratio of 3:5. If those numbers are subtracted by 9 each, then we will form a new ratio which is 12:23. We should find what is the smallest number. The usual approach for this kind of numerical is we will pick the numbers of the ratio here 3 and we'll just assume a number x and then again 5 with x and then we'll just do cross multiplication with 12 and 23. This is a usual step. But here I have brought a shortcut approach over here. So that's better because it takes less time to solve it rather than going for traditional method. So from here we have ratio of 3:5, which is initial ratio over here, right? So let's write over here 3 and 1 2 3. Okay, 3, I'll just give some 3 spaces and 5. So now our second ratio is 12:23. So 12:23, and in question they have provided 9 is subtracted from each. So from each numbers 9 is subtracted, so we have to minus it by 9 over here. Minus 9 minus 9. I'll just make it a proper alignment. Okay, yeah. So now we have these values. In case instead of 9, if they give 8 is subtracted from this ratio, you have to mention minus 8, or else 5, you have to mention minus 5 based on the respective area. Since they have given 9 is subtracted from both the things, we have included minus 9 over here. So now let's try to find some kind of determinant over here. It's not an actual determinant, but a shortcut approach, which is we should cross multiply this 3 and 23 with 5 and 12 over here. So now 3 into 23 minus 12 into 5, and we have to multiply all this with x to find the smallest number, because we are assuming a smallest number is x over here. So now we have to equate this to by cross multiplying these two numbers, which is 12 and minus 9 and 23 and minus 9. So we will get 12 into minus 9 minus 23 into minus 9 over here. So that's it. If we solve this and if we get the x value and if we multiply those x with 3 and 5, we will get our answer. So now x into 3 into 23 will be 69 over here, minus 12 into 5 will be 60, which is equal to 12 into minus 9 and minus 23 into minus 9 we have. Since minus 9 is common in both the term, I'll just take minus 9 as common and 12 minus 23. So now 69 minus 60 will be 9. So 9x is equal to minus 9 into 12 minus 23 will be minus 11. So x is equal to, because 9 and 9 will get cancelled over here, and x is equal to 11 we have. So this is the value of x. Still our problem didn't get over here. We have to multiply this x to 3 and 5 to get the smallest number. So 3 into 11, which is equal to 33, and 5 into 11, which is equal to 55. So these are the smallest number for this ratio, which is 3:5. When 9 is subtracted, we got new ratio of 12:3. So the smallest number is 33 and 55 among the ratio. So 19th question. The shopkeeper sold article A at 20% loss, and cost price of article A was 4,500. With that amount, he bought article B and sold it at a profit of 30%. What is the whole transaction? So a shopkeeper has a cost price of 4,500. Let's keep it CP is equal to 4,500. So he sold article A with 20% of loss. So article A, let's keep article A and 20% of loss, right? So 20 divided by 100 into, what is the cost price over here? 4,500, which is equal to 900. So now 900 is the loss over here. So you have to subtract this loss from the cost price. So now the current cost price will be 4,500 minus 900 over here, which is equal to 3,600. So with this 3,600, he bought article B and sold it with a profit of 30%. So article B, now he sold it for 30%, right? So 30 divided by 100 into, the cost price is 3,600 over here. So 3,600, which is equal to 1,080, which is profit for him. So now the question is asked, what is the overall profit or loss? Whether he gained profit or loss. So we have to find the difference over here, which is 900 is the loss, 1080 is the profit. So minus 900 since it is loss, plus 1080 because it's a profit, which is equal to 180. So 180 rupees is the profit for him. Or else if we want it in a percentage, we can just convert it into 180 divided by the cost price. Initial cost price was 4500 into 100 to get the percentage, which is equal to 4. So 4% profit he gained from selling article A with 20% of loss and sold article B with 30% of profit. So the overall transaction is profit for him. So 20th question, probably this will be a last question of a ZOHO series, and yeah, let's solve this. Excluding stoppages, the speed of the bus is 54 km per hour, and including stoppages it is 45 km per hour. How many minutes does the bus stop per hour? So a bus is traveling, we are just assuming two cases over here. Case 1 is if the bus is avoiding all the bus stops, it just goes with 54 km per hour. Or else in case 2, if it's considering those bus stops, it takes 45 km per hour. Now we have to find how many minutes does the bus stop per hour. So for per hour, how many minutes does the bus stop? So if the bus is non-stop, for 1 hour it takes 54 km, because that's the data given in a question. Says excluding stoppages, the bus speed is 54 km per hour. Per hour it's traveling 54 km. So non-stop is 1 hour, it takes 54 km. If it stops, then for 1 hour it takes 45 km. If it's not stopping, it takes 54 km. If it stops, it takes 45 km to achieve in 1 hour. So in question they have asked how many minutes does the bus stop per hour. We have to find the difference for the distance over here, which is 54 km minus 45 km, which is equal to 9 km over here. Let's see an example, like you and me are driving a bike. Let's have an assumption that I stopped in a halfway, like for waiting, but you are in continuous in a ride. So if I didn't stop in a ride, then during those particular waiting time, how much distance I would be achieved over there. So to find that, we are just finding difference over here. Here we are considering the speed is common over here because same bus is considered, right? So same bus, it's traveling in the same speed, but including stops it takes 45 km, without including stops it takes 54 km. So speed is same over here. So we are just finding the difference, which is 54 minus 45 is equal to 9. So the question clearly says that we have to find the minutes does the bus stop per hour. How many minutes does the bus stop per hour? So which is denotes the question is related to time over here. So what is the formula for time? Time is equal to distance by speed, which is equal to 9 is the distance, which is 9 km, divided by speed. What is the speed over here? 54 km per hour. That is the highest speed, right? 54 km per hour. So these 9 and 54 are in the units of hours, but the answer should be in minutes. So we are just multiplying this with 60 to get the unit as minutes over here. When this is solved, we'll get 10 as our answer, which is the bus takes 10 minutes stop per hour. So in 1 hour, the bus is riding for 50 minutes and 10 minutes it's using for bus stops over there. So this is a answer for this 20th question. And this is our last numerical of a ZOHO series, and for sure I'll just continue the series. I'll just take a break for the series little while, and we'll just cover some other topics in our YouTube, and that's it. Stay tuned. Thank you.